In Philippians chapter 4, verse 6, Paul writes, "Do not be anxious about anything." 6 words, and if you are someone who cannot stop worrying, they may be the 6 hardest in the whole Bible. Because you have read them, and you have meant to obey them, and the worry came anyway, like a tide that does not consult the shore. Tonight, I want to read that verse with you slowly, because I think it is far gentler than the way it was handed to you.
Here is how that verse usually arrives. Someone hands it to you mid-spiral, like a stop sign, as if the apostle were scolding you. And now you carry 2 burdens instead of 1, the worry itself and the fresh guilt that a real Christian would have switched it off by now. So the mind races, and then a second voice climbs on top of the racing and says, "See, you are failing even at this." That second voice is not the Bible. It is the worry wearing the Bible's clothes. So let us be honest before we are comforted. Worry is not a switch, and Paul knew that. This is a man who wrote by his own account of fears within and conflicts without. He is not standing over you with a clipboard, grading your calm. He is a fellow sufferer, leaning close, about to tell you not what to stop feeling, but where to take the feeling. The verse does not end at "do not be anxious." That is only the doorway. Let us walk through it. Read the whole sentence, and it changes shape. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Notice it does not say, "Stop feeling." It says, "Do not be alone with it." The cure Paul prescribes for worry is not a clenched jaw and more willpower. It is a direction to carry the fear out of the closed loop of your own head and towards someone who is listening. And look at the word everything. Not the tidy worries, not the respectable, sanctified ones. Everything. The embarrassing ones, the same one you have brought 1,000 nights running, the one you are ashamed is still on the list. Paul does not tell you to screen your fears for worthiness before you bring them. He tells you to bring them all, unsorted, as they actually are. There is no waiting room in this verse. You do not have to be calm to come in. And then comes the part that is so often skipped. The next verse does not promise the worry will vanish. It promises something stranger, a peace that surpasses understanding, that does not make sense, that arrives without first solving the problem. Read it carefully. The peace guards your heart while the trouble is still there. It is not the absence of the storm. It is being held inside it. That is a very different promise than the one you were failing. If you think Scripture is embarrassed by your anxiety, read it again. Paul carried a thorn in the flesh. He begged God 3 times to remove, and God did not, and called the leftover weakness a place for grace. The Bible does not hide its anxious people. It puts them on the page, fear intact, and refuses to call them faithless for it. Your racing mind would be in good and holy company in those chapters. It is not the disqualification you were told it was. On the worst night of his life, in a garden called Gethsemane, the Lord himself sweated and trembled and asked for the cup to pass. Sit with that. The sinless one was not serene in the face of dread. He was in anguish, and he did not scold himself for it. So when your body floods with fear it cannot explain, you are not falling below the standard of faith. You are standing exactly where your Lord once knelt, in a body that knows what it is to be afraid.
And there is a small structure deep in the brain whose only job is to keep you alive, scanning the dark for threat. Older than language, wired into the body by the same God who made you. After enough grief, it can grow oversensitive, sounding when there is no fire. That is not a moral failure. That is biology. So the help that quiets it, a therapist, a doctor, medicine that turns the alarm down so you can hear the verse again, is not an end run around God. It is one more gift from the God who made the body.
So when the worry rises tonight, do not read Philippians 4:6 as a door slamming shut. Read it as a door held open. Do not be anxious, alone in the dark with the same thought on its 100th lap. Instead, in everything, bring it. Say the fear out loud to God in the plainest words you have, the way you would tell a friend who already knows. You do not have to fix the feeling first. You only have to carry it somewhere. And on the nights when the prayer does not quiet it, when you pray the verse and the chest stays tight and the mind keeps running, let that be permission, not shame, to reach for more help. The same grace that meets you in Philippians meets you in the therapist's room and the doctor's office and the steady voice of a friend at midnight. God is not offended by the help he provided. He was in the boat when the disciples were afraid of the water, and he is in all of it now.
So rest if you can. Your mind may be loud tonight, but his grace is louder, and it does not rise and fall with the worry. The verse was never a verdict on your faith. It is the oldest invitation there is. Bring it here, all of it, unsorted, and let a peace you cannot manufacture guard a heart you cannot calm. The worrying does not make you less his. It only makes you human, in a house where the one who lives there has not left and will not. When the morning comes, grace remains.